Hi folks, I'm going to do something a little unusual today. Normally I talk about repairing a guitar, but today we're going to talk a little bit about playing the guitar. A lot of people seem to have questions about how hard is it to learn all the notes on the fingerboard. There's a lot of notes here and it's not always that easy to figure out where they are. I'm going to show you today a very quick trick for learning all the notes on the fingerboard in a matter of a couple of minutes. And let's get started right away. So the first thing we need to know is we need to know the names of the strings. It's Ted, Fred, Susie. No. No, the names of the strings are E, A, D, G, B, E. So this is the sixth string, or the low E. E, A, D, G, B, E. That's simple. The musical alphabet goes from A to G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it repeats again, A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G. Those are natural notes, no sharps or flats, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If a sharped or a flatted note, that's going to be a different thing. So I'm going to show you first how to find any natural note on the guitar. So let's start with the E string. We've got this low E here. And we know the musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So if we go up the neck, we're going to start with the A, then we'll find F, G, A, B, C. Now, there's no way you're going to memorize all those notes very quickly like that. We need a formula so that you can find them quickly. And the easy way to do this is the distances between the notes. We'll talk about distances between the notes, and we'll talk about them in fret distances. Why fret distances? Because we're playing a guitar and there are frets all over it. So E to F is one fret. B to C is one fret. All the other distances are two frets. Let me repeat that. E to F is one fret and B to C is one fret. Everything else is two frets. So like D to E is two frets. E to F is how far? One fret. C to D is how far? Two frets. B to C, one fret. So again, I'll have you repeat it back to me. E to F and B to C are one fret. Say it. Okay, now say it again. E to F and B to C are one fret. Say it. One more time. E to F, B to C are one fret. I heard somebody else cursing back there. No. E to F and B to C are one fret. All the other distances are two frets. A to B, two frets. B to C, one fret. C to D, two frets. D to E, two frets. E to F is one fret. That's right. F to G, two frets. G to A, two frets. You get the idea. So we've got it all figured out. A to B to C and E to F are one fret. Everything else is two. So let's go up the fingerboard. You're on the E string. We'll start on the low E. That's E. One fret is going to be F. E to F is one fret. F to G is two. There's G. G to A, two frets. A to B, two. B to C, one. C to D, two. D to E, two. And when we get to the 12th fret, it repeats all the notes from the open string up. So here's an E, and on the 12th fret is also E, an octave up. Let's do the same thing for the A string. A, we got A is the 5th string, A open. A to B is two frets, that right? So we play the 2nd fret. B to C is one fret, here's C. C to D is two frets. D to E is two frets. E to F is one fret, that's right. F to G is two. G to A is two. And again, it repeats again. B, C, D, E. You get the idea. Let's try the same thing for the D string. D to E is two frets, right? E to F, one fret. F to G, two frets. G to A, two frets. A to B, two frets. B to C, one. C to D, two. Now is a good time to pause this video for just a moment so that you can practice doing the same thing on the top 3 strings, the G, the B, and the E string. So pause it here.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Okay, I'm guessing you paused it, and we're now back. So now we know how to find all the natural notes on the guitar neck. You just found them all very quickly. Now I'm going to give you some other things that are going to make it even easier to find sharps and flats. So for example, let's say we need to find the note G sharp on the low E string. Here's the low E string, 6th string. So we go E to F, 1 fret, F to G, 2. So we're on the G. We start with the natural note and we want to make it sharp. So to sharp it, we move it towards the bridge, this way, up the neck, 1 fret. That's G sharp. Again, here's G. 1 fret up is going to be G sharp. This next fret will be A. Remember, that's 2 frets from G. Okay, A. So A sharp will be here. Now let's see if we can find A flat on the low E string. So flats, the note goes down or away from the bridge, 1 fret. So find A first. A, or so E, F, G, A. Now we move down 1 fret, and that's A flat. So now you probably figured out that A flat, A flat, A flat, and G sharp are the same note. They're called enharmonically the same. There will not be a test on this. It's just the enharmonically the same just means 2 notes that sound the same but have a different name. They're enharmonically the same. So a G sharp, and an A flat are enharmonically the same. There you go. So now you know how to find any note, sharp or flat or natural, anywhere on the guitar. There is one other thing, if you learn, it'll make finding these notes a lot quicker. For example, let's say I wanted you to find the note C sharp on the low E string. Well, you would have to go E, F, 1 fret, 2 frets G, 2 frets A, 2 frets B, 1 fret C, B to C is 1 fret, and C sharp, we'd go up 1 more. Well, that's kind of a distance. You know, that's a lot of counting. E, F, G, A, B, C, C sharp. That's a lot of counting. So learning the open strings, E, A, D, G, B, E, is good. But also learning all the notes on the 7th fret is even better, because that'll give you a starting point further up the neck for finding some of these notes. If you can do it within like a fret or 2, it's a lot faster counting. What are those notes? They're actually easy to remember. It's the notes bead, B-E-A-D, F sharp, and B again. So let me show it to you here. B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. Now, knowing that, let's say we want to find the note F sharp on the A string. Well, normally you'd have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, F sharp. But we know that the E, here's bead, right? B, E is right here. E to F is 1 fret, and F sharp is 1 fret above that. So there's your F sharp, quickly. So now you've found a quick way to find all these notes in this area right in here, around the 7th fret. So you have a quick way to find the notes here, quick way to find them here, and of course there's a quick way to find them around the 12th fret, because why? Because the 12th fret are the same notes as the open strings. So this is also an E. So if I had to find a D sharp on the E string, low E string, I'd go down 2 frets to D, E to D, and then up 1 fret, there's D sharp. It's fast. It's fast. Now, you could memorize the whole fingerboard, and in fact, knowing this information will help you sort of memorize it as you're using it. But you don't have to memorize it. You can find all these notes, and you can use this technique to find notes anywhere on the guitar very quickly. One other thing to think about. Why is this important? Well, it pulls you into sort of the realm of professional musicians who can read notes and know where notes are anywhere on the fingerboard, can move around the fingerboard a little more easily than those of us who are guessing at it, who are like, I don't know where it is, play it for me and I think I can find it by ear. You know, it's much easier to just find it. So one of the things you'll find is that this helps a lot with bar chords. For example, if I want to play an E flat major chord, it doesn't make it harder. E flat minor 7, E flat minor 7. I want to do it using an A form. In other words, a chord form that looks like some sort of A. Well, we know that A minor 7 looks like this. Okay, and it's built on the A string. So on the A string, we would find the note E flat. Well, again, we go up to the 7th fret. We know it's B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. So here's an E. What did I say? E flat minor 7. So I go down 1 half step, bar there, play that A minor 7 form, and there's your E flat minor 7. Very easy to find. I could find E flat minor 7 up on the E string. Here's E, here's E flat, there's a minor 7 form. You can hear they sound the same, right? Right? And I could also find it in a D form. D minor 7 looks like, oh, golly, moving around on my sliding chair here. Here's D minor 7. E minor 7 played like that would be like here, but E flat minor 7 would be here. There's 3 different forms of the minor 7 played in 3 different places because now I can find those notes on the guitar quickly. Look below. I will have a little download that you can print out of some of the stuff that's been popping up on the screen, some of that information, so that you can have this and be able to sort of look through it in your own time. Come back to this video if you're not sure what I said. I know I said it very quickly. I wanted to get through this as quickly as possible. But I also wanted to show you that learning the notes on the fingerboard is actually pretty simple. Take care. Good luck.